Sunday Dents, but no, he's known for an D type player. And here you go. See, Mitch McCarron down the ball. I like it. We saw it a couple of weeks ago with Duffermeyer playing the one. Mitch McCarron sees the ball in the offense at a different time. He doesn't have to just pass it up and then I'll see it again. I have to try and create late shot clock. We'll see how they try and get him involved.
Bairstow for Johnson down low. This pass chopped off. Qual stepping through. Trying to be aggressive early. Here's Duffermeyer against his former team. Up the other end, super quick.
That's a nice ball for him. Being aggressive at that point guard position. Getting to the basket.
It's been a couple of seasons with the Taipans. His first season as a 36er. Quiet night. Trying to bank it home, no good. What about Mitch McCarron at the 2 spot? Is that when there was discussion around Adelaide looking at a potential import, Jerome Randall's name and Casper Ware's name were discussed. That was that Mitch McCarron would go to the 2.
Well, would have gone to 3 really if it was Casper Ware, because Sunday Dents can play that 2 spot, and there is Sunday Dents good floated down the lane. And again, it's something we've seen in the past. This is when Mitch McCarron played for the Taipans. He was playing on the wing.
He was aggressive too. He was very aggressive when he played for the Cairns Taipans. Offensively, I mean, he's still doing a great job rebounding the ball and passing the ball, but we need him to score in order for this team to do well.
Case said at pre-game, 5th in the competition for assists per game. Mitch McCarron 2nd for steals, but it's the points per game number that is a little under what he would like it to be at 6.5 a game.
And to be fair, I mean, imports are playing good basketball, not great basketball. You know, your imports are generally the ones that are doing a lot of the scoring, but because they're not, then you got to go to guys like Mitch who you know can do it.
It's Keanu Pinder into the starting lineup. Not involved. And a foul on McCarron. Free throws to come for Cairns.
Offensive rebound, Keanu Pinder. Opportunity for him. Stay out of foul trouble, but a lot of minutes there with no Zimmerman.
When you look at this Adelaide team and you see McCarron, Bairstow, and Johnson, those 3 guys can play with anybody in this league. You just got to put 2 more guys with them to be consistent every night.
Is one of them a point guard?
One could be a point guard, yes, because I think McCarron's a better player at the 2 spot than he is a point guard. But you need another solid scorer on that wing as well.
Top winners not playing tonight for Adelaide, still out with COVID protocols. As was mentioned, Steve Zimmerman. Good man in the middle for the Taipans. Hasn't travelled with the team this weekend due to knee soreness. Sunday Dents. Uses the Bairstow screen. On the bounce to McCarron. Catch and shoot. He's confident.
There we go.
We haven't seen that all season in terms of just an easy, quick mid-shot clock. This play kind of got broken up. It's McCall with a little Euro.
Just 12 of 49 from outside coming into Mitch McCarron.
And a lot of that is the time he shoots. When there's a point guard, bring it up, they try and get it to the offense. They have nothing as Bairstow puts the move on it.
McCarron enables Duffermeyer.
See, to me, McCarron, you made that first one. Why not look at the ring and take the second?
McCall takes it to the other end and scores. His first points of the night. To a 3-point game. Johnson had the steal. A foul call.
CJ Bruce. Wow. It's going to be a charge. Good take from Duffermeyer. CJ Bruce. Daniel Johnson have it. Stop looking for a foul. Here it is. Still quick. How nice
does it look, though? How nice does it look?
No one can shoot it. There's a good take. Good read from Duffermeyer. CJ Bruce. Daniel Johnson, he's probably the one guy actually, he's very good at drawing fouls. He's done it over his whole career, gets the free throw line a lot. But again, they're going to have smaller guys on him. So right now, it's the Jim call who's guarding Daniel Johnson, and had that switch, I think it was full ball at the time. That's a travel from Cam Bairstow. Take your time and just go up strong. You've got the size.
Taipans will play Brisbane on Sunday. Adelaide will travel to John Cain Arena in Melbourne. Play Melbourne United. Testing double-header weekend for both teams. Ball turns the corner, elevates and scores over the top of Bairstow.
Great job.
The more we see of ball club, the more we like. Very talented young man.
This is what you can't do, fall into the trap, but we've got the mismatches down low and telegraph them. Cairns know that they're going to be a little smaller at some positions, depending who's guarding who. Can't just throw it up there and make it obvious. Walk the ball down, okay, throw it in. So let get through your sets.
A pass from Machado, missed its target. It's deep from the court, did well not to give away a foul. Adelaide ball from the baseline. Third meeting of the season between these two teams in round 3. Cairns got the money at home, 93-67. Round 12. At this venue, it was 82-71 in Adelaide's favour.
They see that Brutus not going to be a very good time out. You heard him just say he was trying to organise everybody. He didn't get the ball in 5-second violation.
This might be a spicy one.
This might be a spicy one.
Well, if it is, that's the stand-up boy. That's all we can get. There we go. Stand-up timeout. The first 3.5 minutes of the game.
For those who don't see a great deal of the Hungry Jacks NBL, a stand-up timeout is at the coach's request, and we can't go in and take the audio. We can have that camera position like it is now, but we can't go in and take the audio.
Why can't we go in there?
Because
It's not midnight, so we can't play that kind of audio.
There's some fruity stuff happening, guys. That's all right.
That's what I want to hear.
That's all right.
Well, every coach gets one if they want to use it, and you can hear it the way he was yelling at Daniel Johnson, and this is the accountability he's talking about. They were flat against the Breakers. New Zealand looked really good in that game. And yeah, they made the game down the stretch, but CJ Bruton trying to hold everybody accountable every single play.
And he's saying, we're not going to start off slow. We're going to pick this thing up straight away. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you're going to be sitting next to me.
Coach, after last week's loss, CJ Bruton said, what you're seeing at the moment is stress levels through lack of confidence, etc. He was talking about the playing group, but they take us into that mindset as a player.
It's hard, man. Look, when you're losing, you know, you're not, with me, it's hard to explain because you had so much success. And your confidence was so high all the time. I mean, you still went out and did what you had to do as a child, but you still enjoyed yourself.
Right, the only time you lose is to Gaethje in golf. It's not.
Wow.
Oh, no.
That's a hit upside the head. Oh, no. That was a great. Well, not much for you, buddy.
You better ask Corey for his gloves. He might be getting it off coach. Start with the rebound. McCarron stepped into that 3 with confidence, pulls the trigger again.
This is what I'm talking about. Are you kidding me?
Mula sa beer brand, isang kwento ng batang matibay.
Kilala raw ang bayan namin ng masipag. Tuloy ang pagtatrabaho kahit mas humirap dahil sa pandemya. Kastamat ni...
Are you kidding me? I feel good for it.
Well, again, it was 2 weeks ago, I think, when they started Dufemar in the 1, and it just freed him up a little bit. I think everybody was making the comments that they look a little better, and gave Dufemar more confidence as well. That's good. Good confidence as well. Good for Jim McCall. He struggled to shoot the ball.
Just 20% from outside this season.
But what it also does is he can still bring the ball up. But again, if they have a chance to get through a set, he gets to see it in a different part of the offense.
Just don't fall back into that feeder spot, you know, throughout the game. Be aggressive. Now that you've knocked down 2 threes, take the next one to the basket. You know.
We haven't seen this all season. Just the first part of the offense, you go underneath the screen, right into a 3-ball, and it looks good. That's all they're giving that. They'll knock that down and make them try and adjust. That's the ball of that point, though, coach. Knocked down that first 3 which McCarron had a pretty good look and decided to give the extra one. This is your chance. Jump one down. Give the next one up.
Juk Deng checking into the game for Cairns. Kai Sotto in for his first minutes as well for the 36ers. Johnson up top. Shot clock at 5. McCarron needs to create late in the clock. Pulls the trigger once more.
Either Rick Jesus or somebody's gotten to him. Somebody said, look.
Three made threes in the opening quarter for Mitch McCarron. He's only made 12 for the season.
I'm not sure. I think CJ Bruton was just telling Dusty Hannah, you see what Mitch McCarron's doing, go and see that you can do it better. That's the one way to get the confidence in, get the competitiveness going.
McCarron with the rebound.
Pull up, McCarron. Pull up, McCarron.
Oh, why not?
Not a mile away either. Loose ball. Johnson doesn't come up with it. It'll be an Adelaide ball.
And that's not a bad shot. I don't care what you say.
Let's see. Dusty Hannah. I'm interested to see how this is going to go. There must have been a lot of stuff said before the game to all the players. The challenge has been put out to Dusty Hannah now.
And some first quarter minutes as well for Hiram Harris, who's really solid against the Breakers. He's plus 10 in his time on the floor. Just Sotto in a low block. Finds himself a long way from the basket. He's happy to pull up at the elbow, off target. A little under 4 minutes before quarter time. Pass telegraphed. Now Harris threw it upstairs for Sotto. The pass a little off target.
So can that be a field goal attempt?
Yep. Hannah's balance runner. It drops. Might credit that to Hiram Harris.
That's what Dusty Hannah does when he tries to get his head down and likes to get to little floaters, and it's at random points. So if you get too close to him, he'll probably pick up a foul. That's a start to flow for the Adelaide 36ers. See the Cairns, the real stagnant right now.
In that Cairns coach Adam Ford in the background is saying, come on, they were all standing still.
He got bailed out from Harris, just trying to be a bit too physical. Up in the cut. But that offense looked horrible in that half quarter. Bring Big Nate in, so here we go. Run something to get Joe the ball down low. Catches it deep enough, there's no one who can keep him out of the key.
And also, he's a willing passer, so if you try to double team, he'll find the open guy for you. You just got to knock down the shot.
Tuloy ang alaga with and circle. Ang laban para sa kalus.
Off the inbound. That's 5 of Cairns' 12 points in the opening quarter. Sotto. Karen. Puts it back off Harris. Sotto for 3. Feeling good after that knockdown last week.
Those are the ones to take one more drill, get on the rim.
And it was there.
It was.
July backs in and travels.
Well, there's 2 calls. And in the end, I think it was an accidental check.
So,
Well, I think he had accidentally because look at the big Nate's going in and then, okay, yep. In, travel. I like it. Throw it into him.
he falls on that chair. We got problems. We got problems.
Let's get courtside to John Casey.
Thanks, Jack. There's an update on Kai Sotto. He rolled an ankle at training this week, and CJ Bruton, who was contemplating starting him, couldn't do that after he took the knock at training. He's not quite sure how many minutes he's going to get out of him tonight and how the ankle will go. He's hopeful, but certainly not expecting to play massive minutes. So it'll be interesting to see how long he can stay out there.
I will keep an eye on him. Case, thank you.
I mean, this is just a completely different Mitch McCarron than we have seen all season long.
It's the Cairns Mitch McCarron. He was very aggressive. What's his career high? You know?
We'll find out.
I can tell you that 11 points in the first quarter is a career high for him tonight. As per our man, stat man.
And a lot of it, we talked about last one, that New Zealand game, he was very poor. A lot of it was just running around in there, he's getting a couple of assists, getting on the rebounds. I think he only hit 1 field goal at the end, but he can't afford to run around like a passenger. He's too important to the team. We know he's a great leader, that's why he's the captain. He's had a lot of success in the league. He's also very important when he can do things like this.
If you watch that post-match press conference, he took a lot of responsibility, Mitch McCarron, as captain, and said, it's on me, it starts with me. He's turned up tonight, and he's leading from the front. Sotto trying to tip it in. That's how to play.
He's certainly leading from the front. He would play 40 minutes for me. I'm telling you right now.
Keep an eye on Kai Sotto and his minutes, as Casey was just mentioning. Soreness in that ankle. Jordan Artite for his first minutes as well. Kenny fed the big man. Nice ball movement from the Taipans.
He's in guard mode. When you get that low, you let him catch that ball. There's nothing you can do.
That's what you still have the big presence. Oh, mate, you run the set right. Look at that. Just seals himself down there. Throw it to him eventually. He's going to go up. He's going to get fouled. As you said, if someone tries to run a late double team, he's a very willing passer. He'll find somebody else in the spot. Cameron's career high is 25.
Career high is 25. Well, if he continues to play the way he's playing, that could be in trouble. Correct?
11 points in the first quarter. You're 4 or 5 from the field.
I'm trying to get 50.
You'd be going for at least 30 shots up.
30 shots, minimum. I'm getting 30 shots in the first half.
July goes 2-2. Taipans bring it back to 3, the difference. They're within 3, and Scott Machado hasn't scored. Nor has Majuk Deng, and Kawat Noi only has 2 points. So
just keep an eye on the substitutes for Adelaide as well, because we heard CJ Bruce's been very vocal, and he's trying to keep everybody accountable. Any mistakes, otherwise they've got a quick leash.
And it's gave it up. Bairstow in the corner. They're 4 of 8 from outside in the opening term, the 36ers. Lead by 6 on their home floor. Cairns almost gave it away. Jawai had the seal on Sotto. Doesn't finish from underneath. Second time, had a little flat tire and then got fit.
Well, big fella, for a while.
It's never nice. A little of the hard work. Well contested, got his own work back, and then the shoulder through after that.
Back on the team last week against Sydney for his 200th NBL game. Jawai missed the previous 9 with a groin injury. He's carved out a very good career here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
One of the nicest big men you've ever want to meet. It's hard to get mad at him when he hits you with that big forearm and gives you a smile afterwards.
And has done so much for the Indigenous community.
Absolutely.
Both in far north Queensland and across Australia.
Seems as if CJ's going over play after play and position after position every time they get the ball.
Well, I like that. Again, you're talking about no lapses. Every single time we want accountability, attention to detail on our offensive end. Then when we flip to the second half, it's going to make sure there's no defensive lapses either.
Hannah's ridden hard by CJ Bruton on the sidelines, dribbled into the paint.
Well, that's the other thing. Be a little careful that you try to talk through the plays, because then kids love it to hear it. So I know exactly what Dustin Cairns is going to.
Machado. The shot clock at 10. 4 seconds inside the game clock. Gets to his left hand. Soto says no.
Another nice save.
Hannah's from a mile out. Just misses. Adelaide lead by 4 at quarter time on their home floor at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. It's all about Mitch McCarron, who has 11 in the opening quarter. Don't go too far, the second quarter is coming up next. The Hungry Jacks NBL.
What a start for the 36ers, especially Mitch McCarron. By far his best quarter this season.
Tonight we can hear everything that CJ Bruton is saying to coach the Adelaide 36ers. Coach, it sounds like it's 2 for 1 misses. He's really riding them hard tonight.
He is. And look, it's a good thing, but also if Cairns are listening, if they're smart enough to listen, it can be a bad thing because they know exactly what's going to happen, what's coming up next. But I understand what he's doing. He's trying to get him to that next level, to the next step, so we can get this thing right.
The goaltending there, good chase from Yet, just a little second late.
Pass. A little ambitious perhaps from Dufelmeyer. It's Machado from outside.
To let kids grow fully, they should explore freely. Kaya ang sensitive skin dapat protected. New Tender Care Lavender and Oat Milk. It's infused with 100% natural essential oils and oat milk extract that's gentle and calming para sa little one mo. And it has tender touch technology to protect their delicate skin.
So they can grow physically, intellectually, emotionally, and socially.
When you let them go, you help them grow. Tender Care.
Canon, delighting you always.
Call it Dusty Hannes for the hold. That was never on. Again, that's what Cairns are going to do. They're going to try and press up the court. They might throw a half-court trap, a full-court trap. Just work your way through it, pass the ball around. And when you get past it, look to score.
Qual off the inbound. Knocked one down in the first quarter in exactly the same fashion.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.
He's been a real shining light. There you go.
CJ's not having it today, is he?
I don't even know if we need a coach's mic on CJ. We can all hear it.
Dusty Hanners is in the crosshairs right now. Tries to respond at the offensive end. Draws a foul.
Well, it started with Daniel Johnson. He was the first one to get a few words from CJ Bruton, and then another player on the sideline. New Sunday Detch.
Comes out of the game.
And I like that. When you go at your superstar first, that lets everyone else on the team knows, I'm not having it. If I can yell at him, I'm yelling at you. So you got to get it right.
Hanners makes the first. For the reputation that Dusty Hanners had when he arrived in the league as a catch-and-shoot star around the world, he's surprised he's only had 47 three-point attempts for the season.
Well, he wasn't shooting the ball well to start. So again, he was trying to think, I don't want to keep going down that path, but it's hard because the only way to get out of that is to get enough up to knock him down. But his leash became really short to the fact where he was missing a couple, he'd sit down, he'd barely play. So then it becomes a lot from the shoulders up to try and work through. And when the team's struggling as well, it's a good take. Wow, he's had.
Sotto kicks it out to Dufelmeyer. Shot clock at 7. Time for Hanners to be creative. Tried to be and lost the handle. Hitner runs the floor for Cairns, takes it to the other end and he's fouled.
That offensive set, look, Daniel Johnson taking one field goal
I was
in
about to say
7.5
that.
minutes.
One shot.
He's got Majuk Dan guarding him. He's going to do no good just floating around the three-point line. Getting with the back to the basket to trust his shot. It's good defense on the Taipans, and they're out to the races. This is when Cairns are good in transition. In the draws the fouls to go to the line, but there's no use of just keeping Daniel Johnson out there. That's where it's the half-court set. And that's what Dufelmeyer will learn. He's still young to try and be that in that point guard role of, okay, what do we want in this position? Where do I want to go? Mitch McCarron's off the floor. He's had a good start. We're trying to get Dustin Hanners going. Let's try and get Daniel Johnson a shot. What play can we run that Daniel Johnson will get to the spot that he wants? Against Majuk Den, he'll be on the block. Let him go to work. Stronger. Either it's a fadeaway, draw a foul. Just letting him float around the three-point line.
I agree. Even the cross screen with your point guard, 1 to 5, will give him a shot.
That's just an inexcusable turnover.
Adam Ford calls a timeout. Wants to have a chat about it, but it's been a game of turnovers, unfortunately, for both teams so far. 7 for Cairns, 6 for Adelaide as we get down to John Casey.
The free throw line there. Look, he's not going to be in the conversation for the most improved player in the competition, but he is a vastly improved player from last season when he was here in Adelaide to this season in Cairns. And I spoke to Coach Ford pre-game about that, and he said not only on the floor but off the floor as well. He's working on his diet. He's ticking every box that he can in terms of nutrition and exercise and preparation that perhaps was a little lacking when he was here in Adelaide. And I think it's underscored by the fact that last season, Keanu Pinder fouled out 6 times during the season. Last week, Keanu Pinder fouled out for the first time this year in round 15 against Tasmania. And Coach Ford suggested that maybe he was a little bit hard done by with a couple of those calls. But 6 times he fouled out last year, and that was a big criticism of him. This year, just the one. In fact, there was only one player who fouled out more last season than Keanu Pinder. Does anyone know who that might be?
No.
I'm trying to think of who.
In his case.
I'm trying to think of who that would be. First thing that comes to my head was Brandon Ashley. I'm not sure that
Case, can you give us the answer?
Yeah, I can give you the answer if you want.
Yes.
It wasn't Brandon Ashley. He, of course, wasn't here last
No, that was the
season.
year before.
It wasn't Matty Hodgson, who also fouled out 6 times. It was Ty Webster, who fouled out 8 times. And on a couple of those occasions, he looked pretty much in a hurry to get out of it.
Well, Keanu Pinder has been great. And again, this is why he has been good for the Cairns Taipans. Well, not that part, but except for the first 50% of that. It's just the energy, and he's been able to be freed up a bit. He doesn't have to think through absolutely everything on the floor, and that's where I think he's been able to, Adam Ford's unlocked him and say, look, I'm going to try and not control you too much. I just want you not to get silly fouls and do everything else. Otherwise, play your game.
He's obviously much calmer. They're giving him a role. Go grab rebounds, play good defense, be smarter, and he looks 1,000 times better this year than he did last year.
Bulls is the one that keeps an eye on the awards across the season. NBL.com.au every fortnight for your awards watch. Bulls, where have you got Keanu Pinder in the most improved conversation?
Oh, I'll put him in there. Yeah, he's definitely in there. Probably on around number 4 right now. But again, he stood out, hasn't he?
He's not rebounding and take it all the way in and score.
Did he go to 3? Did he just...
There's the other 50%.
All right.
Well, the top 2 are now JLA and Xavier Cook, so they've been enormous this season.
I'm sure he's going to get past them with great respect.
No little fouls there. You don't have the chance to get the ball in, same with the offensive end. Offensive glass, just try and pull back ever so slightly, and that's what Adam Ford has to try and tinker with. Well, how much do I try and pull back? Simply pull back some the whole way. They lose what they're good at, what makes them special.
Back to Daniel Johnson. Whoever's running my point needs to get him involved.
He's setting the screen for McCarron. King tees one up.
He certainly looked better than 3 more times than his last one.
Another former Cairns Taipan. His first season as a 36er. Machado. Could not get past Sunday Dent. She's not the first one who's had some struggles. An outstanding defender.
He's down in that stand playing great defense.
There he is. He's just... He stands his role in that own way too. Yeah. Taipans by 2. Machado has no time or space. Elevated, a tough shot. The 36ers can tie it up or take the lead with this possession. Led it by 4 at quarter time. Harris turns the corner for King. Second made 3 in the corner.
That's good offense. And again, Daniel Johnson was the one who really moved everybody up, put them in the corner and said, let me get the ball screen with Mitch McCarron. I like that Harris caught it on the move. Harvey King was spotting up, knocking it down for the second time.
Only averaging 2 points a game this season. He's got 6 in a couple of minutes.
Cairns are going to that one-on-one ball, and whoever gets the ball is trying to score instead of passing the ball around.
Let's pass. King got Harris involved, and he's on the free throw line. This has been a good couple of minutes for the 36ers.
I like that from Harris, because he was driving a pass. Again, talk about when you come in, how do you make an impact? And it's right here, dump off. Hard. Gets the foul, and the free throw line. Machado holds 7 to start this game.
I just don't like Cans. Cans, when Machado and McCall are in the game, they don't fit. They both need the ball, and they both, they both try to score a little bit too much rather than try to get others involved. It just don't fit, man.
Twelfth game of the season. Aaron Harris spent some time with Illawarra. Last season spent a little bit of time with Cairns as an injury replacement player.
They've swapped more players. These two teams swapped more players than anybody in the league.
Oh, pretty bad, like, big club. There's a few extra like that.
I think there's 3 and 3 here. Maybe there might be more 3 and 4.
Harris sits down. Jerry Kenny back into the game for Cairns. This is Nate July. A bit of experience on the floor. Scott Machado, 0 from 7.
What kind of pass?
The defense was a little open shot, but it worked. Everyone was moving. Cam Bairstow was just running around. And when Nate comes onto the floor, that's what you've got to do. Sit him low, get a simple cross screen. Whoever switches onto it.
And dribble down and drop that thing in there. Stop trying to throw it from the 3-point line.
8 turnovers in a quarter and a half for Cairns. They had 22. Just fouled. But they played in round 12. Cairns had a 23-9 at quarter time, and then basically threw the game away after that. They had 22 turnovers in that game. It's headed down a similar path again in terms of turnovers as Adam Ford calls a timeout. They head into the Cairns timeout. See what happens. They trail it by 3.
That's twice now. Shot for the first one. Now you're where we've done the hard job of navigating the screen. We've done the easy part. We could have been for a shot. We wanted to shoot. And we nailed it. We give him a 100% free throw. He's done the hard work navigating the screen. Don't foul. It's the shot we want. A side contest is great, but not at the expense of fucking power to do. Alright, so just take the press, navigate it. You're going to choose your battle for this shit. Hey, straight up, this is go, straight in, sit strong. Okay, so now you can look to start a little bit higher. Set a screen for a dude to see if you can't get some action off it, and then look to crack in. Alright, sit strong.
Adelaide scored the last 8 points. Now that's an interesting development. That man in the black shirt is the general manager of the Brisbane Bullets, Sam McKinnon, sitting alongside Jai Watson from Mogul Sports.
What do you think is going on there?
I wonder what's happening there.
A lot of free agents. Mogul Sports represent a lot of free agents. The key ones that are going to be available next season. So,
you know something? You know a lot of things.
not enough.
Please, okay, Mr. Gaines, get off the fence, bro. Give us something.
I don't think you've got to be Einstein to work out that one of his key clients is Nathan Sobey, who's a free agent at the end of the season. Sam McKinnon just happens to be the general manager of the team that Nathan Sobey's at the moment.
Greek is another Mogul Sports client. Wow.
Those are 2 big names.
Yeah.
Any more? Cooks and Sydney?
I'm sure he's Mogul Sports, but he's a free agent. I think he is. So he can, I think he'll be in the NBA.
We've got a bit to talk about at half-time, I reckon. We're going to take a good look at some of the names who will be free agents at the end of this NBL 22 season.
Simple basketball.
It's not rocket science.
Simple basketball. Cross screen, post the big fella up, drop it in, lay the ball up.
The other reason you have to do that is Mitch McCarron kicks it out to Bairstow. Mitch McCarron, that's the one he used to look a little bit more aggressive and trying to get up. An easy one. That's what happens to Taipan to run it straight back down the throat. The transition defense at 36ers wasn't there. But if you don't make that focal point down the offensive end, they're going to try and expose him on the defensive end, and it's tough for him to be out there just like that. It's okay. That's up. That's what Adelaide's going to do. They're going to try and pick him apart a little bit in the pick and roll. But how do you counteract that? Well, let's get him the ball next to the basket, so when he's out there, we're at least going to get him some looks. And look, he's not going to score, at least you can use your size to put a couple guys on the floor.
Daniel Johnson's first points of the night, and his second field goal attempt. Go back down to wide. He's knocked out a play. Shot clock at 4. Ford had to look a long way up to get that message.
You didn't tell him what to do. Please, Jimmy.
What a block from Mojave King. He's playing with some energy in this second quarter.
Good chase there from Mojave King. I'll tell you what, that's someone who was listening with Dusty Hanners and the exact guard in the same player ball qual, the same baseline out of bounds, and was getting ripped for not going over. That's the man who was listening to what CJ Bruton was saying.
One of the NBL's next star program is they go for the same play and make a mess of it. Mesta, a little mid-range jumper off target. Call the rebound, has 5 points. Comes through the traffic. Second time around, misses as well. That's 2 from close range. Adelaide push ahead. Great twisting pass from the Healers.
Side great pass. You see the big brother going to get the ball. Keep going.
You saw someone pointing up towards the hoop, and then once he threw it, probably hard in his mouth. And Daniel Johnson is not going to go on and flush that.
Oh, no.
It's caught a Cairns foot. The double team works. Adelaide have scored the last 5 points.
Trying to force anything behind that King himself, just threw it up there. And Daniel Johnson put a bit more involved. He's got 5 points now.
Not sure that DJ's stuffing that at 33 years of age.
I'm not sure DJ's stuffing that at 20 years of age. You kidding me?
Ditch.
Oh,
And one.
just well done at the very end. That was great defense up to the very end.
So they got a puncher on the rim. That's what happens. You see it just dies on the hoop. Good defense, they bail out there and then puncher. There's the ones getting the fouls there, but that also has no right to go in. This is a little period here for the 36ers.
Cairns went on a little mini run out of the timeout. Scored 6 unanswered points, but Adelaide have hit back with now 7 of their own.
And that's by playing defense and being smart.
This is the extra. White Noy fighting line very difficult at the moment because of Sunday's edge. Managed to get away. He's stripped. There's Sunday once more. Gets McCarron involved and he lays it up. 13 points for the Adelaide captain.
It's just nice spot. They're not playing smart basketball. Everyone's trying to go one-on-one. There's no spacing.
Now they head down to Sotto. He was clipped on the arm by McCall.
The edge, was good defended, and the hands in there, and Mitch McCarron. Thought he passed a second too late. Good finish.
That's a great finish.
13 points now. Jim McCall was screaming for a challenge here from Adam Ford. I'll tell you one thing, Adam Ford, over the course of the season, he's now understood and will not listen to players when it comes to
Well,
coaching.
he seems to trust his players more than anyone else. Maybe they went to him and say,
A lot of the time, he's been stiff on a couple.
Yeah.
He's been stiff on a couple.
yeah.
But that looks like he might have a case there to Jim McCall.
Sotto makes the first. And his debut when the team's played in round 3. Goes 2-2, the big man. It's a game-high lead right now. For the 36ers, 11 unanswered points. Gut check stuff in this last 2 minutes for the Taipans. Hinder with his back to the basket. Elevates over the top of Sotto. He's taken out of the cylinder. Gets another chance. Kenny.
Paul's not happy. It looked like there was a lot of contact there on Keanu Hinder. So, I think Carlisle's up and about as well. Tell you what, Script might be like, yep, I'll call that next time. I think, yeah, that's looked like he might have a case there too, Adam Ford. But there was a bit of contact across the head. But this whole quarter has been coming out who's playing smart. That's a good smart play.
Nice pick and roll by Pinder.
8 points down, 6 rebounds for Keanu Pinder, 4 on the offensive end. Showing that he can fill that void with the starting role, and only 1 foul.
Sotto off the back of the iron. Let's get their numbers up ahead. Machado, 0 from 7 from the field. It's in and under, foul Pinder. Wow. Back-to-back buckets for the Taipans.
Yeah, for the Taipans, the simple is better. Pick and roll, get downhill, let's go Machado try and make a play. I know he's not shooting the ball well, but don't try and force anything, don't try and rush anything, just set some simple on balls as Dusty Hannah tries to find a bit of a heat check. Without being hot.
It's Pinder.
Oh, Pinder is putting on a show.
10 points, extra free throw to come. Make that 12 points. He's 5 of 8 from the field.
Let's see it again. Simple basketball, pick and roll. That's what he does well. Just hang around the right spot. Want to go off quite solo, but you take it and get it. Maturity in his game with this. Like, so often we've seen him just try and go up and just say, oh, I'm just going to try and dunk it. Union wasn't quite there. Double punt. If the M1 opportunity. So it's a good half.
Scored the last 6 points. This has been a good run from the Taipans coach.
It has. And a lot of it is determining how Adelaide's playing on the offensive end. Bad shots. I thought that last shot by Hannah was a rush shot. Anytime you shoot the 3 like that, you miss it, they're going to get out and run. And they can run with anyone this weekend as well.
It's been a game of runs this one. Cairns went on a 13-2 run and got it to 27-22. Then Adelaide went on an 11-0 run, got it to 42-31. And Cairns are on a 6-0 run. Just getting into half-time, a minute before half-time, and the 36ers, when they led it by double figures, just left the door open here for the Taipans.
Well, they have. And again, Garrett Ford talking right now. Daniel Johnson and John Hotels. I think they'll be saying, look, how much better do we slow it down, we get the ball where we want, just a simple ball screen and roll and some movement, good things are happening.
I'm guessing Mitch McCarron's not smiling about the music. Balls, it's not his sort of music. Anything with the dance beat.
Mitch McCarron is, they use Simon Mitchell's playlist a lot. They have very similar taste in music.
What does Cal? What does CJ say at halftime to the LA Lakers? What's his message?
Well, they've had a chance to blow it open twice, and they've just let the Taipans back in it. So a lot of it will be, again, same thing. Let's try and keep it as simple as possible.
Shot clock at 8 for Hannah's. Bairstow diving in the basket. He misses.
I know what you can do, but that's the good look. It's a great look. Just got to knock it down.
Johnson, 3 field goal attempts and a half. Machado, 2-for-1 action. This is the 3 ball. The Sixers lead by 4. McCarron with 13 points in the first half. 2-for-1 extra pass for Johnson was a good one.
I still like that from Mitch McCarron. He got deep enough. I know he wasn't looking to score, but got deep enough to worry the defense out of it. Good pass on the back door and then the extra one.
I'll get your point.
Johnson was offering a bit of referee. Here it was. Little back door from Northmire and the other one. Johnson. I like that. Good communicate. James Johnson's upset, saying there's a bit of contact. Referees, both of them saying, look, we can see it, but don't do a little bit extra mayonnaise. We don't need that. We'll call it.
Well, sometimes they'll call it. Sometimes you think you need to put that mayonnaise on it because you're struggling as a player. You want to get to the free throw line. You do whatever you can. I get it from both ends.
115 points a game this season. Six-time leading scorer with the 36ers, Daniel Johnson. Last possession of the opening half will be with the Taipans. We're down double digits and have fought their way back. McCall puts the ball on the floor. He's fouled with a second to go.
Good take for Jim McCall. Dead's trying to come across. Just turned his body. Been good from the line, both teams. Taipans 10 of 10. Adelaide 9 of 11. So, with me saying that, imagine what's about to happen. There you go.
True to fall. The 36ers in lead at half-time. The Taipans have kept themselves in it. 44-39 at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Cairns looking for their 5th win of the season. Adelaide.
Appreciate your time. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
His demeanour's been interesting tonight. CJ Bruton as coach. I spoke about it earlier. He's been pushing his group pretty hard to try and get a result. McCall gets into the rack. No foul call. Plays through. And then the no-look dive for Pinder.
Pinder's just hanging around, picking up points.
It's a good take. It's a good set drawn up from Adam Ford. McCall had a really good look. What is that moving? You've got McCall guarding Daniel Johnson. Look where Daniel Johnson is on the floor. You run a set, you're trying to get something else going.
Bairstow sets the pick for McCarron. First up, it's
I got a question for you.
Cool.
You got Daniel Johnson on the wing and you got Bairstow inside. You think you'd have both of those guys on the floor at the same time and both on the box?
Well, no, you can't. But you look at who you're gonna. Do you want to throw the ball to Cam Bairstow on County Pinder, or do you want to get Daniel Johnson on the block with Tajir McCall back to basket? And he did set one screen and sat in the corner. So it's that we talk about it being a game of smarts. This is what it's come down to in the first half.
Call out of control, threw it back out. Machado reeled it in.
You can get a better set than that. It becomes one-on-one rather than.
That's why you want to do it. There you go. Cam Bairstow on the three. Put Daniel Johnson on the block. But again, just pick and choose. What is the defense? What is the defense giving you? Who is guarding who? Where is our advantage down the floor? And when you're not a team that notoriously plays fast, like Adelaide's not, you sort of just walk it up with a bit of a semi-fast break there. You have time to look at, survey the floor. That's what Duffermeyer will grow into. Is he? Let someone fly. Adelaide's going to live with that completely. But again, you see Mitch McCarron, you slow it down, okay, you're going to take a step back and out of floor.
Air Brand Adult Plus, proven na tumutulong para 100% kompleto sa tibay nutrients.
Put that time out before that shot even fly.
I don't know if he's mad at the defense or he's mad at that offensive set that he just ran.
I'm going to say he's mad at basketball. Basketball.
That's basketball.
Well, that's exactly right. Look, who's picking up the ball? Because everyone's pointing at it. And again, that's going to be tough. That's down on counter. You, unfortunately, in transition, you've got it.
50-41. Cairns call the timeout. Let's get down to John Casey.
Thanks, Jack. I'm with Sam McKinnon here, Brisbane Bullets. Mover and shaker. In town talking to Jai Watson. Nathan Sobey, his agent. He's the only one you've got under lock and key. Who are you looking at here?
Oh, just here observing. I've got a good relationship with Bogle and Chai, so it's a priority for us to be signed. So I was in Adelaide, so it's all about networking.
And you're in Melbourne earlier today as well, so it's a busy time for the GMs.
Definitely is. You're always evaluating and looking at what free agents are out there, and we've got a bit of the season to go for us, and we hope our guys can beat the Australia, but always got a mind in the future, so it's part of what I do.
And you were speaking to Nick Barber too, the new GM here in Adelaide as well, as you say, getting around, speaking to people, just getting the lay of the land.
Yeah, that's all it is. I got to take it to that. CJ's a good friend of mine. I want the best for CJ.
Best of luck tonight and for the recruiting season.
Cheers, thank you.
Sam McKinnon keeping his cards very close to his chest as General Manager of Basketball at the Brisbane Bullets.
And so he should right now anyway.
Well, I'm not sure we're going to get Sam and say, yeah, Dave's over out, we don't want him back there.
That's right.
But again, back on that defensive transition, so you see that Keanu Pinder was one, unfortunately just in the crosshairs at the time, but you don't know when this, you don't have anybody in transition. Someone has to step up and take the ball, and a lot of the time you're taught, if you've got time that's trying to force one up, that's 3 possessions in the offensive end in a row that tried to force up. If you've got time to point at someone, you've got time to guard someone.
Karen, 16 points, season high. It's an offensive foul. It's Daniel Johnson. He's just struggling to get himself involved tonight.
That's what you need, again, a veteran point guard to get him involved. Come down, run a play, point someone out. Listen, you go to the box, you stand here, I'm throwing the ball outside. Go to work, Daniel Johnson. And we know he can. Failure is going to win one guy on the NBA thinks he's scoring well. I need more scores.
Good block there from bench. You're going to like that from Scott Machado. And indeed, you've been struggling to shoot the ball. 0 of 9 tonight, but wrap the ball around to Big Nate.
Get to him. Go to him, Nate.
Good job denying him on it. Call to the basket. This is from underneath. Kept it alive though for July. Forces it in.
That's what he's going to do. Big body. So you see him prove your sake. Stop looking at him. Grab it. Well, easy said than done with that. Nate's down there.
Titans let the rebound count 26-17 at half-time, which is Adelaide's biggest differential at half-time of the season. And that's for a Cairns team without Steve Zimmerman. Besto tees it up. McCarron misses. Been in there for a while now. Here's Johnson. He can't score either. 36ers just cannot put the Taipans away. McCall knocks down the 3. Back to a 4-point game.
Let me say, the first team that makes less mistakes I don't win this game.
Oh boy.
That's a frustration shot.
Absolutely. Hasn't seen it. Hasn't seen it where he wants to see it, I should say. There's turnover here from Mitch McCarron.
Expect the timeout from James.
McCall and one. Besto stepped in to take the charge, but McCall beat him to it.
Great pass, wide open man, took the shot. And he's leaning in.
We think it's a bit time in coming because Cairns have been on a little streak here. Suns instead, and you spot on a frustration shot from Daniel Johnson. Again, on one hand, you can understand it if you see him just try and turn his body into it, but he still has to be smarter than that, Daniel Johnson.
Call with the extra. Let's get down to case.
Jack, Taipan have scored the last 7 points here and doing a good job of it at the moment. Just getting back to the 36ers rebounding stats you were talking about. In their 17 games this season, Adelaide has only been out-rebounded twice. And one of those was here 4 weeks ago by the Cairns Taipans. Adelaide averaged 39 rebounds a game to be second in the competition, and the Cairns Taipans are 8th, it's 36. They've had the better of Adelaide on the boards in the last 2 appearances.
It's now a 1-point game.
Look to their energy. The Taipans, Jim McCall setting the tone. You know, he's a terrific defender. Adam Ford loves it, and so he should. This is what he wants to see. But again, your defense is going to set the tone, bring the energy up. Still be patient on the offensive end. That's where they've got to try and find that balance right now.
This game of runs continues. Taipans have scored the last 8. Even inbounding the ball at the moment is hard for Adelaide. Took Dick. Limits of minutes now. Only played 9. Most of the season averages 29. Adam Ford.
Only one shot for the game so far.
Not going to him tonight. It's 2 for 9. Bounces on a loose ball. Sotto's little runner is flat. Taipan's playing for the lead on this possession. Machado spins. Found Deng in the corner. That's not it. Cairns 4 of 13 from outside tonight. 2 for 9. Nice drive. Much needed bucket for Adelaide.
Take what the defense gives you. They're going to play for that. They're going to try and make him make some sort of rushed decision. Well, to get on the other side of the hoop and use that reverse protection for Nate coming across.
Call. 3 on the clock. High arcing 2. Gets it to go. And Taylor's 2 for 9. All about it.
They both have a bit of a few words to say to each other. That's all I want to see.
Let's get ready to rumble. What's wrong with it?
36ers by 1. Karen, not that time. 6 of 11 from the field tonight. Machado's got a good look in the corner for Qual. Get another chance. Second game of round 16. Doubleheader tomorrow. Tasmania look to make it 3 for the season against the Illawarra Hawks. The Kings will take on the Phoenix.
Oh, you're not moving him. He's not going anywhere. The big teller grabbed the ball with one hand. That's a cheater.
You got a suction cup in there.
Everyone's standing. Watch it.
That's what's happening right now. David Johnson's off the floor. And then have to try and create something one-on-one. Again, that's where Mitch McCarron, okay, you want the ball up, get it to a side, clear everybody out, and get a ball screen on the wing where you want the ball. Just playing into the Taipan's hands right now.
Machado played for contact. And he stayed behind to argue the point. Adelaide push ahead.
It's a blocking foul. He's going to call. This might be like Ford. Ford saying it's good calls. We're not going to challenge it. We don't like to see those. We don't like to see those. If you're not looking and you're just running the lanes hard and someone stops, we don't often like to see that. So we'll see Hiram Harris, the Jim McCall, just runs into him and he might have broken down. He might have been there, but again, it was so touch and go. And you just don't like to see that, especially when the big is just not even looking ahead. So see here, just trying to get it and still moving to the left.
Second foul.
Murray?
And Scotty Hills.
Adelaide royalty right there. Times 2. Brett Maher. His signature is on the court in the Adelaide Entertainment Centre.
Be a cap sab somewhere. Definitely around there.
If he was out there, they wouldn't be shooting 36% for the field, that is for sure.
Nick Marshall into the game. So Nick Marshall's coming on his third quarter. And Dusty Hannes. 2 points, 0 of 5. You know, CJ Bruton was unhappy in that first half with his defensive efforts.
A lot of talent, Nick Marshall. 22 years of age. Spent the last couple of years around the 36ers program. He's also a very talented junior footballer. Now time. Get the 3 away. Throws it up in the end with the right hand. McCarron. 16 points. The game's leading scorer. He's fouled on the floor, but it's now time.
I still think he's got to be a little bit more aggressive, right?
up, get in the cool zone. Nivea Men Cool Kick with negative 10-degree icy cool feel and lasting sweat and odor protection. Get in the cool zone. Nivea Men Cool Kick.
Yeah, the offense has dried up. They haven't even got a good shot for the last couple of possessions. So, right now with the lineup, so he's going to need the ball in his hand to be that point guard. Before, when it was Sunday Dent, you could just say, look, bring the ball up. I'm going to play the two. Let's run this, where I can get the ball with about 15 seconds to go and try and make a play.
Johnson with the size advantage. Mahave King with the offensive rebound. Adelaide's 8th of the game. Pinder almost took it away from McCarron. He's having a night.
That's not exactly how I envisioned it. But again,
Well, he can do it, though.
he can do it.
We know this. I'd love to see him in a high pick and roll with Daniel Johnson. You can't guard them both if Daniel Johnson setting the screen up high. The character can either get to the basket or stop at the three and pull up or kick it.
So this is what I was saying in that possession before. He can slowly bring it to the wing, clear out that side, call Daniel Johnson, and who's up, he's going to pop. So if he sets a good screen and creates the space, Daniel Johnson going to the corner, there's going to be a guy on the shoes and socks logo as the help. That's a long closeout for a shooter in Daniel Johnson. And if they overhelp, then Mitch McCarron's going to be somebody aggressive downhill. Basketball is a simple game.
Well, simple when you retire. You're ready to see what's going on.
Simple from here, that's for sure.
That's right.
36 by 4.
Another 4 shot.
Qual after a good start to the game is real quiet. He's 5 of 12 for the night. Bairstow. Marshall.
Move.
Johnson on the block. He's might have dodged a bullet there. It's a good look for DJ. Kenny. It's inside for Pinder. Trying to make it work. Again, a 4th shot. Adelaide having a good couple of minutes defensively. Marshall with the spin. And the finish.
That's going to feel good. You heard CJ Bruton. Wasn't that down the other end?
His first points of the night.
That's the way you can tell a head coach easy now without having to verbally say. That's right.
Final minute of the 3rd quarter. They force it and they turn it over again. Here's McCarron. Took it upstairs.
He's feeling good, isn't he? He's got those hops. Normally off 2 feet. McCarron trying to answer the conversation. Come look at this. And he was sizing him up and then right here said, yep. And, yeah, Nuttall got the ball. He's got his body underneath and got his arm, got his hand.
But before that play, Nuttall passes the ball inside on the box and stands. This man digs down. Everyone's standing watching. Of course it's going to be a turnover. There's 10 people in the lane. There's nowhere to go.
12 turnovers tonight. They lead the competition. It's a stat you don't want to be leading the competition in. 15 and a half a game. Being their own worst enemy.
Yeah, but giving them chances. We're just not taking advantage.
7-0 run right now for the 36ers on their way to 3-quarter time.
Way too much standing on. Way too much standing on.
Cole trying to make something happen. Spin. And his pocket pick by Mitch McCarron.
Been awesome. Mitch McCarron all night.
4 seconds. Foul by Kenny. He's going to put Adelaide on the free throw line with 1.5 seconds left.
4 seconds on that clock. I got the ball in my hand. I'm not passing it to anybody on that court.
I don't know, it doesn't matter how many seconds left in the clock, you still not passing to anybody.
Well, I'm just saying.
He's right, though.
He's a funny man, but it's 4 seconds.
You're right, especially the way you played. Yeah, Mitch McCarron, you're going to take that last shot. And in the end, I still like Mahave King being patient, realising Daniel Johnson had the mismatch. So he's going to have that last little layup, or...
You're a funny guy.
It's 2 of 2. He can get it away from half court. It's Adelaide who lead by 10 at three-quarter time. They've lost the last 4 in their home state. They're looking to buck that trend and get the job done tonight. They're in the best spot possible. Stick around, you're watching the Hungry Jacks. They're here. Iconic and nostalgic fruit tickle lifesavers that we all know and love as the second biggest sweet tooth in the commentary hall team halls. They will appeal to you.
I like fruit tickles, I like chocolate.
There you go. That's all you need to say.
You're not the biggest sweet tooth in the commentary team.
Andrew Gaze. There's no good start to the fourth quarter.
He's been quiet.
Very quiet.
Points and rebounds. Usually he's honest. He's on the rebounds.
Been a little quiet in general the last few games. Last 5 games, Cambesto averaged 9 points and 6 rebounds. In the previous 7, he was averaging 14 points and nearly 11 rebounds.
Didn't he go down with injury? Didn't he?
Missed a couple of games. A trough in the season, he's had a lot of peaks. He's great recruit for Adelaide.
Now move.
That's what he can do, just holding up. His 9th rebound on the night to go, there's 21 points.
Marshall starting the fourth quarter. Bairstow steps into the 3.
On the line when you catch the ball.
It's Jimmy Cole. Hustle was there, but slipped over the line.
Any explanation from our officials?
The Cam is it's kind of like not the matchup. He's very fundamental, and normally he knows where guys trying to go to so he can exploit them on the offense. And Keanu Pinter is the one to start on him. Keanu Pinter just goes everywhere. So you can't really try and beat him to the spot, use that physicality. It's an offensive foul.
Oh, look at him, Nathan. Now I yell like someone's hurting him. Nathan.
He made sure the official didn't miss that one.
100%. You see this big shadow going under the basket to the inside the court.
There's definitely contact there, but you think for the majority of, like 98% of the fouls, offensive fouls called against Nate, that there would have to be some sort of mayonnaise involved because it starts to move him.
Chano's pass almost intercepted by Marshall.
Chano's pretty quiet as well. 8 for 10 tonight. And for the turnover.
Adelaide looking for their 6th win of the season. July scores.
That's a big body.
Right now, Cambesto sitting down. Good Nate on the block against Kai Sotto. As we keep talking about, he will pass it out. If you send a double team, he'll find you if you're open, but you can't just stand still behind a defender. Get to the right spot, he'll find you.
Garrett for 3.
And there's the Jim McCall's defense on full display.
Dean rushes to the other end. McCall, as casual as you like. But Dean's
They were all over the seal.
and then clever enough to throw it onto Sotto and get it out of bounds.
Nimble. So,
I mean, they're quick though. Have a look at it. I thought I was like, yeah, that's. And they go, look, got quick hands. They follow it up. Do it for Meyer. It's like they ditch back into the game.
Starters minutes. Starting position, I should say, tonight for Tap 2 for Meyer. 18 minutes.
crossway from the 1 to the 5.
It's knocked down. Noy reels it back in. Second chance for the Taipans. McCall. He threw it back in. Machado.
Give me one.
Still can't knock one down. 0 from 11.
Had plenty of chances. Jack Root. Get to clean up that glass. Tough night. It was one of those nights for Scott Machado. That was wide open. 2 offensive rebounds. I think I'm Ford saying it's just How many opportunities do we need? A couple of those were laps, and again, the way they were trying to defend Nate on the block, the juke Dan flashing to the free throw line, just has to be a little quicker. Because in the end, Adelaide played it pretty well. So you just see them try and front or get around him.
4 of 18.
Good hustle.
Time for the three-point line. And Sunday ditch.
Great hustle. Just wanted it more. And it's tough for Scott Machado right now. Don't forget about that 11. You're down 10, you got 7 minutes to go. If you make enough plays to win this game, everyone forgets about straight away the rest.
Two for one. Dribbles through the contact. His hands from Machado. Two for one. Still going. Still going. Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's going to frustrate Adam Ford. Smallest guy on the floor. It's in there. Other guys are around. Gets it. Not one bite at it, but 2. And it finishes.
Double figure lead once again. Sotto straight up that time.
Straight up with his hands up, and Nate took the ball in his hands.
Straight into it.
Taipan swarm on Johnson. His hands. Noy. Inside for Deng. Nice fitting.
Ay susulit bioflume. Ang isa kaya ang lahat. Babangga sa bioflume.
For the former 36er.
On the scoreboard, just 1 of 5 tonight. Quite annoying. He'll take it 1 field goal. He's got 2 points from the free throw line.
Get it back to 10. Ditch. 3-pointer goes. Extra free throw to come.
Didn't force anything on that side. Simple little flare screen from Mitch McCarron. Jim McCall got lost on that and then just
Got him on the arm.
a little bit on the arm and he knew straight away.
Third foul. 68-55. 13-point lead for the 36ers. Sunday Ditch, after this timeout, will be on the line to shoot for a 4-point play. This is starting to slip away from Cairns now.
It is. Machado going 0 for 11. And Juke Deng 1 for 5. 2 of your guys that you expect to score a little bit, they've been disappointed tonight. And you know, I would have given Cairns plenty of opportunity to stay in this game. But it just looks like now the smarter team's going to win this game.
McCarron has 21 points. Only Adelaide player in double figures. Cairns, on the other hand, have got 4 players in double figures. They still find themselves trailing. 13. Thanks for being with us in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Now you can have your own personalised NBL highlights and content. It's now available with the NBL fan channel. Don't miss a moment of the action. Your favourite team, favourite games of the season, you can register now. The details on your screen. Is there historical footage in there too? Like, can we go and load up some of Copes' best highlights?
No, I don't think. Mine was a long time ago.
Yeah, just pass me the link. I know you've got it.
What's that website again? Look at that.
NBL's on
I wouldn't mind watching that. The clip from 87's season.
87.
8 games.
Oh, yeah.
44 points a game.
48 minutes a game.
So you weren't even here back then. From for Johnson. Foul over the back.
What?
You don't mind that. Again, just a bit of energy. He's got a couple of offensive rebounds. Not in the bonus yet, and he's done foul trouble. So CJ Breen, you say, look, that's not bad. I like that you're aggressive. We had guys back. Again, normally it's point guard to be that safety on D trends.
I still think Adelaide need to find a way though to get Johnson involved early.
Get touches.
Yeah.
Because the defense knows that's where it's going to try and go.
2 for 9 is just not good enough for Daniel Johnson. You know, he's been consistent and a scorer his whole career.
CJ Breen, for the last couple of possessions, has been whoever's going to Jim McCall who makes that pass out has been screaming to just come in and help basically guard everybody else. They want him to shoot that three. That's where they said to Mitch McCarron once on help side, just come right across, clog up the lane.
Less than 5 minutes to play. Johnson, clock at 4. Why with a hand in the face, the contact comes after.
That's just too stupid foul for Dr. Cole. On a shooter.
Two of them. Back-to-back three-point plays.
Yeah, be aggressive. Be aggressive, but don't be stupid.
So he did his job. Look, he made this one tough, and then you just got to contest it.
Just put your hand up. If you make sure you live with it. Don't put him to the line for 3 free throws.
And he knew straight away that's why his head went down, because otherwise you'd be begging for a challenge. If you know you haven't touched someone, you're begging, saying, look, I promise you, I have not touched him. Now, again, he did the right thing. The shot clock running down. You made him think about the first one, then you just got to stand there. If he knocks that down, shake his hand and say, that's tough.
Absolutely.
Look at this. Oh.
That's one of those. It's one of your shots, Pete. You get the radio.
Like Fergus. Westland faithful. Sorry. We still let you know. We still say thank you. You know what, Chris? That was nice, man.
No. To be fair, it was a 4 overtime game. They've been there for the best part of 5 hours.
True.
Annoying. Late in the clock. Presence of Sotto. And
He's big. You see him jump? He's really big.
And he timed it well. Again, he wasn't really going to get a piece of it, but just did enough.
And that's what I don't see enough. You got a guy that big. Somebody throw that lob up. He's big enough to catch it. Just throw it anywhere near the ring. He'll go get it.
Is this? So it's a 16-point game. We're going to go to the line here for a couple. So Mitch McCarron sat down. He's been terrific. Dusty Hannes hasn't played in the second half yet. He just checked in for the game. And Burst, they're coming back in now. So still be a little careful.
Yeah, be careful.
36ers have lost their last 4 games in their home state. Last time they lost 5 in a row. In South Australia was 2012. They went on to win the Women's World that year. And Burgers for the 36ers fans.
They're waiting. Run me.
It's Christmas in March for those kids. Pass for Machado. Noy had a fumble. Hit that crushes the glass.
Machado, give me one. Please.
Offensive rebounds. The Taipans have given them more looks. They've had 15 in the game, but
Into 15 points, 13 rebounds, 7 on the offense end. He's been terrific.
2 for Maya. For Hannes. Yes!
That'll feel very good for Dusty Hannes. It's been a tough night. All about his season. Nice to see one go down. Adelaide 36ers have been really good.
There was talk about bringing another player in. Does that bother you as a player knowing someone else is on the way? I can tell you it does. As sitting in an import seat.
Well, it does, but again, you think of Dusty Hannes, you're thinking, look.
Nescafe Classic, 100% puro at natural. Dito ka na!
Casper wears on it. They thought Casper was coming.
But the way he's been playing, you've been thinking back then, well, that's inevitable. When you're an import, like, that's part of the job.
Of course it is.
But again, it would not feel nice at all.
No, not at all. And if you're not playing well, the confidence level is at an all-time low.
Correct. And then you add that.
And then you add that someone's coming to take your job. I'm a different cat. Someone's taking my job, I'm going out shooting. Over 10, yeah, well, he deserves his job. Or I might go 10 for 10. You never know.
Yeah.
Made a mistake.
We kind of saw that with Kyle McIntosh, didn't we? He got the tap on the shoulder twice and then said, that game against Melbourne United, John came around and said, you know what? I'm going at it. That's right. Played well, and now he's been playing with confidence. Different situation again for Dusty Hannes. We talk a lot about who can take pressure off the scoreboard. So, you know, David Johnson, yes, Mitch McCarron hasn't done that, so the pressure's been solely on Dusty Hannes. I think Mitch McCarron, you look at normally when you have the hierarchy of a team, your points are coming in designed to be high volume scorers. Yes. When they're not that, how do you try and get into that, or how do you change his role?
Is it too late in the season now to bring in an import?
It is. Yes, it is. And that's probably why the word has been preparing needs to be a little more aggressive.
I must admit, as much as it was great to hear the talk of Casper Ware potentially coming back, or even Jerome Randall's name mentioned, but do you wonder what the benefit would be for Adelaide, given their position? They're not going to play finals. Why you do it?
I think too, you want to reward your fans. You want to give your fans something to come to the game to.
I'll tell you what, it would have been an exceptionally tough guard defensive lineup of McCarron, Detch, and Ware. It would have been a lot of fun to watch at the defensive end. This guy's been good. He's been very good. I'm not sure why they went away from it. When he started that game, he'd been 3-0 Mitch McCarron. We spoke about it a lot. I'm not sure why they went away from it. They went back to their original thing. I think this kind of works well. He's 4-8, he's got 10 points, 5 rebounds, just the 1 assist. But again, he brings it up, sets up the offense, passes it off to Mitch McCarron on the lights, David Johnson, and then cashes in when he has to in transition and stuff. It's not like he's going to come up, hold the ball for the whole, get every on ball, early offense, and try to get things to happen. If anything, he's just trying to that distraction of, okay, we're going to bring the ball up and then get our same main guy the ball, and look what's happened.
You see Scott Machado check out of the game. He's never had a scoreless game, and he's 78 for the Taipans tonight. The first time that there is a donor. His name in the box.
And to be fair, I've asked this question before because I've called a couple of Cairns games in my lifetime.
In your lifetime.
Is he healthy? Is he 100% healthy? I don't think he is. Now, there's no excuse. You're on the floor, you still got to do better than what you're doing. And he's not the Machado role. That's a given.
Well, it looked good the other couple of weeks. I mean, that game against Sydney, they were on the man notes to Jim McCall when he called out. Just found it tough round. And I'm with you, though, that trying to figure out how do you get Scott Machado to Jim McCall to play at their best together. A lot of that time takes time to figure out what pre-season's for, getting there early, what the blitz is for. They've had injuries, so they've got all to deal with all that, which hasn't made it any easier.
Adam Ford's been fantastic over the long time.
I love Adam Ford for the Cairns Taipans. It's not been highly enough to pass that to because small market team, what are you building your culture on? And he's trying to do that with energy, hard work, with the energy
And holding them accountable.
and holding them accountable. That's what the Cairns fans love. That's what the faithful love to see. When you're doing that and you're up and about, it's an exciting place to play, and that's when they become really tough to beat. A lot of the time this season hasn't had the cattle out there. Injuries, COVID, we've barely seen Merger Jerich, Craig Lloyd just come back, Jawai just come back, Scott Machado might not be 100%, missed the big chunk, McCall.
I just think with Adam Ford, post-game, his honesty is refreshing. There's no BS. He'll just tell you if they've been good, they've been good. If they've been poor, he'll say that.
And you appreciate that from a coach. I'd rather have that from a coach than you coach spoken.
Well, you do. And there's been a couple of comments of people saying that, well, maybe he's got to cross step the line here and there, but a lot of it is him trying to, yes, they have had those injuries, and yes, they've had that, but you don't want coaches using that as an excuse. So he's saying, look, we've still got 5 players out there. I want us to play this way. We haven't been playing that. For it.
to also forget that you're dealing with grown men who make a lot of money to do something they love to do. So sometimes you gotta run the wrong way.
They had 4 points in the fourth quarter, 55 for a game. There's only so much coaching that goes past that point. 20 of 72 from the field, 28%, 4 of 23 from the three. Clearly they got some points. Free throw line. Look, Keanu Picker's been great. Call Ford hard, he's had a couple of mistakes in terms of fouls and turnovers.
Great Higgin.
But it's been a tough night. And again, we keep saying, bringing guys back that you want to get Nate Jarl involved. The way they play with him out there is different without him. So again, Zimmerman tonight, you're going to have to adjust. And not having a long period with everybody healthy with your main core, it's going to be tough. But one thing you won't stand for, as you said, is a lack of effort and discipline.
Last tip from Hannah's. And one coming up. Finger bus is rolling.
What a West Terrace Hungry Jacks.
What happens after a 36ers win, Pete? You're in Adelaide, boy. Is it all roads lead to Huntley Street, or what happened later?
Adelaide closes at 9:50. Stop it. The 7-Eleven closes at 10:15. Stop it. Come on, bro.
I'll let you.
I live there too, man. I know.
It's gone crazy. See,
It's sure. We're crazy up down there. Okay.
Just about single-handedly took down the night.
Man, I couldn't buy a carton of milk after 10:15.
That's because everyone else bought everything for you.
Yeah, okay.
What do you want to cut the milk that late?
I like to eat my cereal.
That's 10:15. Yeah. So with a fifth, I think that's the 6th win of the season for Adelaide. The trouble's winning at home, but it's about to change. Time, what a dime for Ingham.
Nice.
I'll tell you what, though, if McCarron can stay the way he is, and I know CJ's got to keep that pressure on him, they should be able to string a couple together.
And searching for 2 more, and July says, no sir. The 36ers snap a 5-game winning streak. And beat the Taipans 83-57 on the back of a season-high up from their captain, Mitch McCarron.
He was awesome, and the Adelaide 36ers also started to play a little bit smarter in the second half. Good things happened. I like what CJ Brooke did. The whole game was very vocal. Again, we did talk about the big A word, accountability. Making sure every single guy was holding them accountable on both ends. That's what you want to see. From superstars to rookies to imports, every single guy was held accountable, and they come away with a massive win in front of their home crowd.
So yun, hanggang dito na muna tayo mga Lodi. Please like this video kung nagustuhan nyo ito.